Hello, Casey. What is happening? How are you all feeling today on this beautiful, hot Thursday afternoon or evening? It's 6 o'clock. I am your host, Jennifer Nichols, and this is Tavern Talk with Jen. And I'm bringing you another someone special here today. But before we get too far off into all of that, there's a couple things we go through. There's kind of protocol around here. And if y'all see me wipe my head, just it's hot and I do everything from the tavern. But the show must go on. So, with that being said, I want to welcome everybody to our third episode. And I have been getting a lot of positive feedback with regards to Tavern Talk with Jen and the uniqueness of having a platform that discusses in live and in person with small business owners, highlighting those around the city and sharing those people with you and their products and services. So it is something that we will continue to do. And I thank you all for being so supportive and being a part of it. So I cannot forget, I am actually getting inquiries about sponsors, and I have one that has been down with me since the beginning, and that is Miss Carletta Jordan with Crown Printing, who, by the way, has done my shirt. As I told you before, in many instances, if you see me in a graphic or anything like that, 9 times out of 10, Crown Printing did it. And if you have any t-shirt needs, family reunions, or anything that you have going on that you want the world to know about, like me, for an example, she's the person that you need to see at Crown Printing on Instagram and on Facebook. So look her up. She's awesome. So I just want to talk about the I Am We. You know, I'm super excited that it lined up that this evening I have a very special young Black man, entrepreneur, coming on today that I absolutely adore. Once you are introduced to him and feel his energy, I too believe that you will love him as much as I do. But, with everything going on this week, I do think that it's very important, being a small business owner, that we bring to light that, while the protest and the movement is happening, small businesses, especially local, especially even especially Black businesses, Black small businesses, while all of this is going on and happening around us, we need to really show a force of solidarity and try to support each other and uplift each other and buy from one another, buy local, buy from one another. That is the whole purpose of this show. So the I Am We is a part of the Blackout Day 2020. And that is happening July 7th, 2020, where we are at, well, the person behind this particular program, or this particular part of the movement, has asked that we all, not just Black, white, every nation of every ethnicity in the country, to not buy anything on this day, so that we can show unity and solidarity about how our dollars are important, and we need to make sure that we utilize them in the best way possible. And if you want more information, please just go to hashtag Blackout Day 2020, and I'm sure you will find all the information that you need to know. All right, so we got that. We talked about small businesses. Jordan's Julian's in the background ready to go, but a couple more things. So let's not forget, dun, 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 we have question of the week. Every week we have a giveaway for who we choose for question of the week. So this week's question is kind of a standard question, but you would be surprised how many people outside of the city really do want to know who. I'm sorry, let me back up. This is the I Am So Casey question of the week. I need for you to tell me who you think has the best barbecue in Kansas City. Small business barbecue. So, in the past 2 weeks, we have allowed for people to post and tag their favorite place in the comment screen. But what I have learned is I have multiple people sharing this, and I am unable to see their comments. Because when you do a watch party live such as this, the only comments that I can see in response to what's going on is what I have on my page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this particular question till noon tomorrow, so that you know and I know that you can post it on whomever you're watching with, but I need for you to find your way to my page, Whiskey and Wine, Wandering Tavern, at Wandering Tavern KCMO on Facebook. Post your comments directly to my page, okay? And Julian's gonna come back in because I have been having my guests. I've been having my guests choose the winner. But on noon tomorrow, I'm gonna reach out to him, tell him to scroll through all the comments, and he's gonna randomly find our winner for us on tomorrow, which of course is a bottle of the blend of the week and one of these I Am We shirts. Okay, you're gonna get one of these I Am We shirts and a bottle of my blend, courtesy of Carletta Jordan on the shirt. And we'll have more information about that to where you can get one as well. So I'm looking forward to the question of the week. Ba-doop, ba-doop. All right, so Jordan, why do I keep thinking of my child? Julian, I normally bring in my guests towards the you're my like the highlight of my entire show. So I'm gonna bring you in though, because I love your energy while I do my drink of the week. Is that okay with you? You say yeah. Is that good? Okay. So we've gone over the question of the week. Best barbecue in Kansas City, and you must go to my page. And when you go to my page and post a response, you have to tag that business in there. You have to tag the business. Let them know that you believe that they are the best, okay? And they'll see it, and we can all, again, lift each other up. All right. So the last 2 weeks, we've done margaritas. We are in a new month, and honey, it is hot. Y'all see me? I'm committed to doing these shows inside of my tavern, and it's hot, but that's okay. But today, we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to get away from tequila. Me personally, Julian, what's like your favorite type of drink? Like a bourbon or a whiskey or tequila or tequila? You missed it. I'm switching. I, believe it or not, am a very simple. I love bourbon. I love bourbons. I do. And I like to sip. So I found a recipe, and it is called, let me get rid of the question of the week. We're good on that. Pineapple bourbon lemonade. It is so fire. It's so good. This is a portion of the show that I also ask everyone to please make sure you have your drink ready, because once we blend it and I pour it, we're gonna toast to the third episode, and it's fire. It's 4 ingredients, and you just put it on ice and you sip it, and I mean, it's awesome. So, hold on, Janelle has a question. Do you have to be friends with these people or like these people? It won't let me at anyone. Just go ahead and put them in there, and I'll figure out a way to connect them, Janelle. But I'm very, very interested, not just for myself, but for people who look at the page who are not from Kansas City, that may be coming to Kansas City, that are curious about what the best barbecue place is. They do find it here. So I understand what you're saying, but we'll figure that part out. Okay? Hope that answered your question, ma'am. All right. So I told you all I love my bourbon, so we're going to keep it real simple. 4 simple ingredients. Does not get any easier. I try to keep them simple so that you can share these things right away. The next time you go to the store, you can buy them and put them together. So, first up, we have pineapple juice. This is 9 ounces of pineapple juice. And I'm going to pour that into my container, into my pitcher. I love my Kool-Aid pitcher. It's my favorite thing. Then I went a little easy on the bourbon. I'll pour a little bit more in my cup. But with that 1 cup of pineapple juice, we're going to do half a cup of whatever flavor bourbon you like. I wouldn't suggest getting anything too flavorful. You know, different whiskeys, they have different smokiness to them and things like that. Don't get anything too far out the mix. Just kind of your average, middle of the road. Matter of fact, the one that I like to use in mixes is called Jesse James American Outlaw Bourbon. So good, so smooth. Then we have 1/3 cup of fresh lemon juice. And I know it sounds like, what is she pouring all this stuff together? Lastly, we have my blue agave. the sweetener. It's better. It's organic. You don't have to put cups and cups of sugar in your mixes anymore like we did back in the day. All you need is a couple tablespoons of the agave that you can find really anywhere, but I like to get mine from Aldi's. They have it and it's organic. So you're going to take that. I poured it in here. It's just me. I'm not making a whole picture today. So you just stir it up, stir it up, stir it up. I left my ice in the house, but that's okay. I got to back up. Then you take your pitcher. And we're going to pour this into, this was my cup that I had before I got started. You know, that's what I do. This is how it turns out. I have my garnish all ready to go. You just take this, set it on the side, and voila, there you go. You have a pineapple bourbon lemonade that is scrumptious and delicious. And I am now ready to get into the mix of it. Y'all see that? We're gonna taste it. Y'all ready? You ready to go? Hold up your drink. Come on, Julian. Hold up your drink. That's what we do. If you're not a drinker, get your soda. Get your water. There you go. Hold it up. And cheers to episode number 3 of Tavern Talk with Jen. And I'm still excited and keeping going. Let's go. I've been waiting on this all day. And as hot as it is outside, this is actually very cool and refreshing. Oh, my fingers are so fat. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to put this to the side. We're about to get down to what we came here for, and that is to have a conversation with all the social media marketing guru of Kansas City. He has done multiple things for me in my social media, put together little ads for me, put together taglines for me, has promoted me, made me really understand the importance and the differences of the social medias that we have out here and how to utilize them. Most of it went over my head, but as long as I have them in my corner, I can talk. I know I'm gonna be all right. So some of you may already know him. For those of you that don't, this is Mr. Julian McGhee, my very quick becoming friend. There he is.
Well,
hello. Hi, my friend.
How you doing?
I'm gonna get comfortable.
Okay,
I'm gonna get my seat.
Me too.
All right. I done all my work. Now I get to sit back and enjoy a conversation with you.
Yeah, I didn't really have a drink prepared, but I do have the pineapple. So,
okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to do something with that. I don't know yet.
Yes, it's so good. I'm telling you. So first and foremost, I want to thank you for accepting my invitation.
Yeah,
to be on Tavern Talk. I know you are a very busy man, and I appreciate everybody that takes time out to be on this platform with me and share their experiences and their skill set with those with all of us, with me included. And yours is a really particularly interesting segment of professionals marketing and social media. And there's so many things to choose from. So I'm gonna kind of let you, if you want to take it away, or if you want to just jump right into. We went over some topics we were going to discuss, but I thank you for being here.
Yeah. Let's see. So one of the biggest things that I always like talking about, and people who are on this live will also know, LinkedIn is like my best friend. I've established my personal brand very strong on that platform itself. That came from really shouting out to Erin Folk. She owns her own small social media agency here in Kansas City. Pretty much when I met her, she just kind of changed my perspective.
I'm losing you.
Are you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Julian.
Can you hear me?
Julian, I think we lost you. I see you, but
I'm back.
Where's your signal? How's your signal?
No. Oh.
can hear you. It's like, okay. I
Can you
think
hear
you're
me?
good now. Go.
Can you hear me?
Oh, they said they can hear you. It's just me then. Go ahead, please.
Right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not. It says I'm not live.
Everybody's telling me they can hear you. They said we're both coming
I
through
can't
fine.
hear you. I can't hear you.
Hold on.
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yay!
Yes.
There's always one.
you
Okay.
know, thank you, T-Mobile. I had to come off my Wi-Fi. So,
Thank you,
okay.
Sonia. We hear you. Keep us in order now. Okay, so you're back. You were touching
okay.
on LinkedIn.
Yes. So, LinkedIn has probably been one of the biggest and best platforms for me. I recently did a LinkedIn workshop about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think 2 weeks ago. Just basically outlining what that looks like, the things you want to do and how you want to market yourself on that platform. As an entrepreneur, is also someone who freelances, you have to get clients. And the only way you can get clients is, you have to market yourself. And so on LinkedIn specifically, it's all about, me promoting my personal brand and me promoting my personality. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've met people from LinkedIn. I can't tell you. But the biggest thing is once you establish yourself on LinkedIn, people are going to gravitate towards you. I've
Yeah.
grown my LinkedIn from when I first had a LinkedIn was back when I was in high school. I had like under 100 followers, and now I'm at like close to 800, which is a big jump for me because that's all for me being authentic and me creating content to go on that platform itself.
Yeah.
And if people ever do have questions or they, want to learn more, my workshop is on my website, and it should be located still on my Facebook page. And if you do have any follow-up questions, I'm always open for questions. So yeah.
LinkedIn, people feel like with LinkedIn you have to be a part of some big corporation. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
we know that LinkedIn is primarily used for professional networking, but I know I've run into a lot of people who are like, if you're not with some kind of big, if you're not with a Cerner or a Hilton, or you're not, and your resume is not up there. A lot of people have a misconceived notion about LinkedIn, but it is probably one of the most easiest ways to connect with so many different demographics, like you talked about. So that's a good teaching tool, people. LinkedIn, and like he said, if you have any questions, you can find him. He'll respond eventually. No, I'm kidding.
Shade. That
I'm
was.
just kidding. I'm just joking. No, Julian is. I mean, he's amazing. That's all I can say. When he actually you just but tell people about, like, you just graduated from college, right?
Yes. Hmm.
So let's kind of talk about where you are right now, having graduated and the things that you have been able to accomplish thus far, just in this short period of time.
Yeah. So I graduated in December from Missouri State University, and I came back here, of course, right after. And pretty much when I came back here, I was looking for jobs and things like that, and I fell across this opportunity with Evolve Juicery and Kitchen. Evolve Juicery and Kitchen, if you guys don't know about it, it's basically a healthy meal prep company that is tailored to people who want to, have a healthier lifestyle, healthier diet. Focuses a lot on keto, paleo, Whole30, things like that. And I got hired in as a social media assistant for that company. Within a month time frame of me being there, I pretty much transitioned from being an assistant to working more on the regional store social media pages. So I was in charge of I was in charge of managing all of the social media pages, posting all the content, scheduling the content, running any advertisements that were needed for the store specifically. They have over 12 different stores in the Midwest. I might be off a couple numbers, but they have a store in the Crossroads area, right across from Lulu's
Oh
noodle
yeah.
shop. Yeah,
Yeah.
right there, right on the corner. Some people,
Okay.
yeah, when I tell people, they're like, always like, "Oh, it's right there." I'm like, "Yeah." So that's why they needed me, so that people know that it's there. Um, so from that, of course, with the coronavirus and everything like that happened, I got laid off, unfortunately. But hopefully things do get better and things will progress more with Evolve. I am currently now, I am just seeking out more freelance opportunities. And I do have some clients that I'm working with. I'm also trying to get back some clients, since the quarantine happened and things like that. And still working with you, of course. So.
Well, I won't let you leave. um, so with COVID and everything that's going on, what piece of advice would you give individuals who really only have right now social media? Like, give us a rundown. Like you talked about, you're going to talk about some best practices that you need to have when you're
Mhm.
doing that. So maybe that's more along the lines of what I'm asking. What can you share with everyone who is paying attention, especially during these times? Some best practices that should happen to continue to.
Yeah. So, um, so one of the biggest things that, oh, I didn't mention this before, but I also currently work as the marketing director, kind of like how that sounds, for Kansas City Greek Picnic, or Kids Community Growing Prosperity. I'm just currently working with them on a volunteer basis, and we have interns that we are managing and doing an internship. And one of the things that I always tell my interns is that, during this time, it's always important to build your personal brand. It's also important to make sure that you don't stray too far away from what you're really trying to do. So what that looks like that people don't sometimes get confused about is, so for example, I'll use me for example. I love using me for example. So
No.
so when you're doing, so on my Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and I don't get on YouTube. So, oh, Instagram. So the way that if you go through all my social media pages, you'll see a consistency about what I post, what kind of things that I'm following, and what I'm really reacting to. Right now, of course, the movement and things like that, it is something I am reacting to, but I'm taking that energy only on Facebook and Twitter. I'm not using that for Instagram because Instagram has a different style and a different way to go about things. I know people are, posting. I think Tuesday was the blackout day where people were just posting, the black picture. And for me, my energy, like I said, went towards Twitter and not Instagram. I wanted my voice to be heard more on Twitter, which it did. So when it comes to what you're practicing on social media, it's really important that you keep, what's the way I'm trying to say? You
keep
trying to
on keep on focus, keep on point, right?
keep on focus, because my biggest thing is you don't want to stray too far away. So for example, if I posted something that was very vulgar for this point right now, that kind of throws people off. You don't know what kind of perception people will get after you've posted something, or after you've liked certain things. It's all about how you want to be perceived on the other end of the phone, when you're on
All
social
right.
media.
Yeah.
uh, so when it comes to best practice, I always just tell people, just make sure that you don't stray too far away from the reservation. You stay on your umbrella of what you want to do. So for example, with whiskey and wine, and when I told you, you want to just make sure that your personal social media matches your business, but also kind of complementing your business. Not necessarily so much your personal page is all about your business, because
Right.
you want to take people to that business page. That's what you need
Right.
right there. So so um, like I said, that's always going to be my biggest thing. Just make sure it's refined, make sure that it makes sense, and it's like not all over the place. Um, and make sure you follow hashtags too. Hashtags, people usually don't do that on Instagram. People didn't know you can probably follow hashtags. Following hashtags are really important, like the Black Lives Matter blackout. I think that was the one for Tuesday. Like those kind of things. Make sure you just follow those. And if you want to make posts in regard to it, just make sure that they follow everything else and not, looking different from everything else. That makes sense.
It makes sense. The key word is to stay consistent, right?
Stay consistent. Yes.
So I know, and he's very transparent. If anyone that's listening or watching or sharing or anything like that knows, Julian is he assesses things, he talks to you, he gets a feel for your personality, tries to understand your vision, and then he tries to put together a plan for you that he feels will be beneficial to your growth on social media and marketing, right? So he had to sit me down, and say, hey, your personal page, like he mentioned, he was like, he said, now I will tell you, he was like, your overall content is good. Like, he's like, I get it, but you have to separate the two. Like you said, complement each other. And like,
Hmm.
cause this is like far left. It's like, okay, why is she hosting a talk show on her page? But I'm a small business owner, right? So I'm in
Right.
COVID. No one's having events right now. And at this time, I am, by the way, still trying to get to June, the end of this month. But I think it's important that when there is a platform available, you have to get your voice out and you have to get other people's voices out. Like, you
Yes.
have to. So, I mean, at some point, he may come to me and say, Jennifer, you need to break this off and make this two different things, which I have no problem with because I'm sure I know I can hear it in my voice. Jennifer, let's talk. So, anyway, we're gonna move on because it's not about Jennifer. This is about Mr. McGhee. But so one of the other things we wanted to touch on before we get out of here is the I'm not really sure what that means. How to? Did we already touch on that? The entrepreneur marketing portion. Like,
Yeah.
I guess that's more on a personal. Is that more so like as an individual marketing yourself?
Yeah. So what I wanted to basically just talk about with that is just how do you, because a lot of things that, because I just had a meeting with my interns today because they were very curious of, what does it look like to be an African American freelancer, trying to get your name out there, personal branding and things like that. And, I had to tell them the whole skeleton of what freelancing was, how it works. I think right now it's very important that, as a young African American freelancer, that I understand what I bring to the table, what things that I value, and how I know that I want to change your business or bring it to the next level. And after I described that to them, they were like, "Oh, thank you." I'm like, "I know," but but the biggest thing is that one thing that I knew that I struggle with being, on my own, especially trying to generate money for myself, is always been how can, and this is something that I pretty much threw up in the air when it comes to marketing and trying to understand. I talk to people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Some people might be on this live that I've talked to about it, but African Americans only make up 6% of the whole entire marketing. And, it's very important that, for a person who is in this profession to understand, okay, why is that? And what are things that we can do to bring more people in? And my biggest thing, I will say from my own personal experience, has always been a lack of education and a little bit of lack of resources. But like I always will tell people, if you start somewhere, i.e., LinkedIn, again, here we go, start somewhere,
Yeah.
build that up, don't sit up and just say, oh, woe was me. Like, really get into it. I didn't even know that I was going to have the opportunities that I had, the clients that I met. Some were from you and some were from other people, but that's all because I give out my personality hoping to get some back, but that's just
Right. I hear you. Right, for sure.
so
So, uh-huh.
go ahead.
No, I don't want to finish, please. It's all, I mean,
Oh.
I'm learning as you go. Go ahead. And I've spent time with you many times and I still learn something. Go ahead.
So when it comes to really that whole sense of, entrepreneurship and really working hard, the one thing that I thrived on was the fact that I am an African American male. And, not only that, but I have bigger goals in mind. A year ago, once I really got into the ball of marketing, I said, it'd be really crazy. It'd be crazy if I created a social media agency with majority minority professionals working in it. I thought of that and I was like, well, I wonder, how long that would take and what steps would I need to do to make that happen. I would be so happy to see that, because we would not only be bringing more to the table, we'll be elevating marketing by itself because it's more about the diversity aspect, but it's also about, making sure that we're included. That inclusion factor is what we also need too, you know. So with being able to build an agency like that from just the ground up, which is a huge goal, if I could do that, I would be like safe selling. Like I would be happy, you know.
Yeah.
So I really do have a lot of passion. I always, do it with a nice smile, as you know. And and I just really want to help promote other people, especially educate them, because that's what we need right now. We need someone, who's there, who can be a voice for the people, especially the young individuals, the students that really don't know what to do next once they graduate college.
Yeah.
So that's something that I really focus on and I really care about a lot.
And I know that to be true. I mean, yeah. Yeah. So, well, hold on, because I have from Miss Sonia Thomas. She asked the question: do you consult with individuals to help design their LinkedIn page?
Yes, I do. Actually, I do. I go from the top all the way to the bottom of your LinkedIn, and I pretty much look at it. I give you some tips, and I also will tell you, like, based on the things that you're interested in, your skill set, and also what kind of complements what you're doing. You can find me on LinkedIn, and on my LinkedIn, you'll see this picture of like this kid doing like the hear no evil, see no evil type of thing, and I say change in the middle of it. And I made a whole post about what that meant to me, and that meant so much deeper, especially now that it's making even more relevancy. The one thing I do wish I could do is take a different photo, because that's the same photo I've had. but
Wow.
the but I'm always about, again, personal branding and personality. That picture still promotes personality. I mean, I would love to retake it, more professionally. If there's any photographers in there,
Out
yeah.
here, right? Right. Let's
So,
all work together, people. Yeah. So
yeah.
you have so much knowledge, and for I can't I cannot say enough about Julian's expertise. I don't know if you can. I think you can, about how you need to let people know, like, some of the accounts that you have had. I know COVID came around and things slowed down, but you have some very prominent account holders that use your services, that people can also go to and look up and maybe see what you have done. So, if you, I don't know if you want to share that. I don't know. I don't deal in that realm. If you're like, let me keep this. But if there is anyone, I know you mentioned would you call it the black picnic? What'd you call it? The picnic?
The
The Greek
KCGP.
KCGP event coming up. And who else have you done some work for that maybe people would know?
Okay, well, I used to do some work for. I did like a very temporary thing with NBA YoungBoy, if anybody knows who that is. I did some work with some content creation for Iyanla Van Zant from Fix My Life. I've also, with your help, I got to work, with the Hilton and their American Providence. Is that the name?
The
The new
Providence
Providence.
America.
Yeah. Coronavirus.
I
I
got
mean, not corona. Quarantine.
you know
It happened.
Soraya's gonna see this,
Is
right?
she? Well, hey.
Hi. Go ahead.
um, so I've worked with you guys. I've had, of course, Whiskey Wine. Who else have I worked with?
You have a list of
Hmm,
them on your website. So with that
I
being said,
do. I
please
do.
slowly give us all the means in which we can reach you, or if you prefer one particular place that we need to go seek you out, let us know. If you don't
Okay.
mind, go ahead and run through that. But before you do that, Miss Anna Lee Renee, I don't know if you can see her contact. She says she can connect you with a photographer.
Oh, okay. Thank
And
you.
then we have Miss Vicky Good. She even recommended someone, Miss Sarah Burnham, did her photo. So she said she shared you. See, people listening, they watching. We need this. It's only 3 episodes in, Julian. I think you might be proud of me on this part.
I
So
am. I
three
am.
epi- 3 episodes in, and I know that I've had, according to the statistics that you still have access to. I mean, it's been over like anywhere from 500 to 1,000 people that pick up, and at least more get reached. But I know the views and the shares and the clip time. But I'm just happy that people are excited about the change that is coming. It's coming, and being able to put a face with this, and I just want people to share and understand that when the guests that come on this show, they do it pure out of the respect of being a entrepreneur or being a small business owner, trying to help another entrepreneur and another small business owner, right? And we don't ask anything from one another, and we take our time, we put this together because we need all aspects of this to grow each other and build upon each other. And this is just the beginning, in my mind, of where we're going, and that the vision is great, and whatever God has in store for us, it's going to happen. But I don't want to cloud that with how to reach you, how to get in contact with you, and then I'm just going to wrap it up after that. But I'm so grateful. I thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
I really did. Yeah. And you were one of the first people that came to mind. I was like, I'm gonna do this, and Julian gonna be like, why is she going off brand? We don't have this whole conversation with this off brand, but you know, I mean, it is what it is. I can't help it. I go to the left sometimes. So anyway, where can we reach you?
You can reach me on Facebook. You can definitely reach out to me. I think I have my email on my Facebook, but I also do have a website. I do have the live link. I mean, I have it like pulled up over here, just so you know. So I can go ahead and put my website right over here. You know, just multitasking. You know how I am.
There you go. Get it done.
I can't help it. But that's usually the best way to get in contact with me is email. I also put my website on the comment section right now as we speak. You also that way you'll be able to find everything that you need from my website. Yeah.
So what do we need to walk away from with tonight? Consistency. What are our takeaways from you tonight?
So consistency, staying on brand, or personal brand, and staying, just stay genuinely yourself all the time, every day, all day, 24/7, and make sure, especially if you're trying to promote a product, that follows through out of all your social medias. Don't make that one Twitter that has anonymous 249 candy that you want that you want, some people to see and not other people. Nobody. We don't do that. We want someone, we want to buy from people who are genuinely authentic. I don't know if you seen this article or seen this video. There was a girl, she was probably around my age. She was selling, I don't know what she was selling, like some kind of oil or something. She sold over $1 million. Like she had $1 million in revenue off of it was like one night she was just sitting there watching it. She did what she had to do, and she had $1 million in her pocket. I mean, after the fees and stuff like that taken out, but that's still a lot of money. And she was a young Black girl, and I was so proud of her. That's not a lot of people who can walk away saying, I made $1 million off my first time launching my website, because that's what happened too. She launched her website for the first time. Yes.
Wow. Wow.
That was amazing.
And it's so doable. It's so doable.
It is. It's definitely doable. Anybody can do it. All you have to do is just be yourself. That's all you have to do. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people like repost stuff that is very relevant or very funny things. Like, if that's who you want to be funny, because I like to also post little funny things here and there just to mix it up a little bit. Twitter is just a little bit more serious for me. I, might joke around, but recently with everything that's going on, I've definitely taken a more informative, but also, informative, but very constructive point of view when it comes to everything that's going on, especially towards my school. There's a little situation going on there too, so there's just a lot to deal with. So, again, going back to the consistency, being genuine, being yourself is going to get you far. So, all
right, yay! This was great. Thank you so much. I hope everyone that watched this took something away from it. And as you know, it will be sitting there in live for sharing, for sharing with your friends, sharing with entrepreneurs, or just taking a look at it, So that's actually going to be it for this evening. And once we got to get Julian now before he like takes to the sky on this thing. But if you have any more questions or anything, and if we missed anything, any questions that anyone may had, I hope that I got everybody. Please just reach out to me or reach out to Julian. I'll be happy to try to follow up with you regarding that. And don't forget, I'm going to wrap up with the question of the week being, what did I say? Oh, who do you think has the best barbecue in Kansas City? Okay. Who do you really think? Because again, we have people that here in Kansas City watch your show, and a lot of other cities too that are not sure where to go when they come in. That's number one. Number two, please make sure you tag the name of that business, of that barbecue. If you can't tag it, just type it in there. That's fine. No problems. And number three, we will not do it at the end of the show. I'm going to stalk Julian in the morning. At around 12:15, 1 o'clock, I will ask you to leave comments just in my page. Let me back that up. We have people that are doing watch parties and sharing and things like that, and I am unable to see the comments that are left in those feeds, okay? And to keep it fair, for everyone to have an opportunity to win the blend of the week, which is the pineapple bourbon lemonade, and this particular shirt, I am we. I know, right? That is the giveaway for this week. We give something away every week. Just come to my page. Come to the Whiskey and Wine Wandering Tavern page. Post your comment. Post your business. And on tomorrow, Julian will pick someone randomly to win that. And I will reach out to you separately. I'll inbox you or message. Well, actually, I'll post the winner on the page and reach out to you so we can take care of how to get it done. So I will tell you, Miss Susie Smith, you won the last 2 weeks. And I know she very much enjoyed her blend and she loved her shirt. So you all, if we don't have anything else, Mr. Julian, Mr. McGhee.
Well, since you said something.
What you got?
What was I going to say? So basically, with one of the things that I really do enjoy about social media that I should have mentioned before was whenever, as African Americans and whenever things happen, one thing that I'm very impressed with is how viral stuff goes. And that's probably one of the biggest things that during this time frame has definitely shown me a lot, especially with my school, Missouri State. A lot of things have been happening and everything is going so fast on social media, especially now since everything's so tense. One little thing can get like a lot of attention. Yeah. So it's just so impressive where social media has gotten to, to this point.
It's impressive and scary at the same time, but we needed it. We needed it for sure. Is that it, Mr. McGhee?
That is it.
What had happened was, all right. Well, please say goodnight to everybody. Thank you all. I appreciate you, and we will be back on next Thursday, Tavern 10. And I don't have a confirmed entrepreneur yet, so if you're interested, inbox me, or you can email me at jennifer@wanderingtavern.com, and we'll get you on, and we'll promote your business. That's what we're here for. All right. Everybody have a blessed week. Please stay safe. Yeah, stay safe and stay healthy. God bless you, and thank you. All right. Good night, Casey. Bye.